Hey guys, Roman Reaper here. So it's quite early in the morning, but I'm outside Odeon. I'm about to head in to see, yep, the Brutalist. So hyped for this. I've been hearing nothing but great things. I've been hearing it's, great big, powerful cinematic epic. So I am really excited to experience this, especially because it has an intermission, yeah, on account of its massive runtime. So yeah, I'm gonna head in, get my snacks, and get seated for the Brutalist. So you've got a popcorn here, a bottle of water for the first half of the film, of course. Ready for a big American epic. So it's the intermission now. I've topped myself up with a popcorn in the Paddington popcorn bucket, which I bought for an additional £3, and a cherry coke. So yeah, The Brutalist. I'm back from seeing it. This, of course, is directed by Brady Corbet, who had been spending 7 years developing this film. And obviously, it premiered to rave reviews at the Venice Film Festival, where Corbet took home Best Director, but has also since been nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. So the destination seemed to be worth the long journey, and so of course with all of the festival buzz and awards hype behind it, yeah, I was really excited to see this thing, you know, especially given its ambitious approach to its narrative. But is this the great American epic that we've all been waiting for? Let's find out. So the film follows Laszlo Toth, an ambitious visionary architect who flees the cruel conditions of post-war Europe to build a new life for himself in the United States of America, struggling to make a name for himself in a strange, alien land until one day his talents are recognized by wealthy industrialist Harrison Lee Van Buren, who commissions Laszlo to undertake the development of a very ambitious project, a community centre to be made in memory of Harrison's late mother, Margaret. So, look, with all of the festival hype and accolades behind it, it's certainly easy to go in with high expectations. In fact, it was one of my most anticipated films of the year. Because, it's not often a film like this comes around, and considering the context in which it was made, it was made on a fairly small $10 million budget and filmed within a month, what Brady Corbet has achieved genuinely has to be commended, because this is an absolutely brilliant piece of filmmaking. Believe the hype. This is easily my favourite film of the year thus far. Now, obviously, at its core, it's got an incredibly difficult narrative balancing act, because on the one hand, it is a sprawling narrative, vast in scope, telling itself over several chapters, but on the other hand, it also is grounding itself in a deeply intimate sense of fragile humanity, and it balances the two perfectly. Rather than feeling at odds, the two actually serve to really complement and enhance and enrich each other. And it helps that the film is full of ideas, very much deconstructing the American dream, the determination to make something of yourself, and drawing parallels with the Zionist movement and, their belief in a right to create their home state, touching on also the historic persecution of the Jewish people. But it's also a film about art. It uses architecture as a reflection of all different kinds of art forms, and really details the struggles and complexities that go into making a piece of art. You know, tackling on ideas like the commercialist versus the auteur, asking, do you compromise to make the many happy and to satisfy those breathing down your neck at every turn? Or do you fight tooth and nail to fulfill your vision on your terms? And it expertly weaves in all of these ideas throughout its narrative, making incredible use of every second of its 3.5 hour runtime to really immerse us in the long, arduous journey that Laszlo Toth goes on. It is incredibly engrossing stuff from beginning to end, and it helps as well. It is an immaculately made film. Like, obviously, the cinematography by Lol Crawley is absolutely gorgeous, shot on VistaVision, and the squarish aspect ratio that comes with it really pays dividends. On the one hand, it makes like the landscapes feel, massive and vast in scale, but it also makes the character moments feel, more closed in and intimate. The aspect ratio really locking us in, and it's also just absolutely gorgeous to look at. It's full of strikingly realized images. They are vibrant and rich in contrast. It is beautiful stuff, and the production design by Judy Becker also has to be commended. Again, really bringing the vast scale of the narrative to life, and it's all enhanced by the majestic score by Daniel Blumberg, which really serves to immerse us in the just majestic, epic scale of the narrative. But genuinely, it would not work nearly as well as it does if it wasn't for the great work of its very, very talented cast. Adrian Brody as Laszlo gives what might just be one of his best performances as, an ambitious visionary who becomes so consumed with fulfilling that vision that it begins to affect his relationships with all those around him. And he is absolutely magnetic at every turn, especially in the second half. He absolutely crushes it. Obviously, much has been made of the use of AI to sort of touch up aspects of his Hungarian accent. But if you didn't know going in, you probably wouldn't notice. In fact, I knew going in and I genuinely did not notice. It is seamlessly implemented and does not take away from the great work that Brody is doing. Uh, Also great is Felicity Jones as his wife, Urshabet, who is stricken with illness following the cruel conditions she was left in. But also her relationship with her husband becomes more and more tense, increasingly reaching breaking point. And again, she sells it really, really well. Like, she and Brody are especially magnificent together. We also have amazing work from Guy Pearce as Harrison Lee Van Buren. He is, an incredibly wealthy man who, describes his interactions with Laszlo as being intellectually stimulating. He comes off charismatic and attractive and likable, but as the film progresses, this hint of anger and jealousy really begins to kick in, and he really, really sells it. Honestly, I have my fingers crossed for a Best Supporting Actor win for him, honestly, because, yeah, he absolutely crushes it. And, rounding things out, we have Joe Alwyn as Harrison's pompous son, Harry. He is brilliant. We also have Rafi Cassidy as Jofia, Laszlo's niece, who is, left, mute following the cruel conditions she's left in, and her face really speaks more than dialogue could about, the pain and the conditions she was in. And we also have Alessandro Nivola as Attila, Laszlo's cousin. And yeah, again, he is great as well, and it's amazing how good he can be with a great script and not whatever he was given in Craven the Hunter. Yeah, everyone here is truly fantastic, and they really carry the film along through, it's two very distinct halves. The first half, very much builds to this like light at the end of the tunnel, and it really uses its intermission to magnificent effect to really allow that to sink in, which allows, the weightier turns to darkness in the second half. It allows those to land with extra impact and, really, reframing what we knew and, flipping it on its head, burning it. And I know the sort of epilogue at the end has proven to be maybe a little bit divisive, but I thought, once it was clear what it was building to, I thought it was just a really brilliant way to reframe everything that we had seen up to that point. A bold ending to a bold, ambitious film. And yeah, overall, The Brutalist is a monumental cinematic achievement, an amazing, epic big screen experience that I would highly recommend you see on the biggest screen you can, just to truly appreciate the sheer scope of it all. Yeah, I hope that it is rewarded richly when the Oscars roll around. Out of 10, The Brutalist gets a 10. So yeah, those are my thoughts on The Brutalist. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Do you think this will be going home with any Academy Awards? And would you like to see more films with intermissions in the near future? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.